All right. So corn is a grain, it is not a vegetable. And I know a lot of us heard, I grew up on canned corn, especially creamed corn. It was so good. Oh, I can't even believe I used to eat that. All right. So corn, 99% of corn is hybridized, which means that they genetically modify it so that it increases the sugar content and increases the fiber. It's one of the highest lectin foods, and lectins are like the poisons on the outside of a grain or a vegetable. And the reason that the grain or vegetable grows that is so that it won't be eaten by insects or animals. Right. And so the lectins can cause allergies and bloating. It creates a histamine response in leaky gut, and it creates an imbalance of your gut flora. And we know what that does. This causes weight gain. This is why they use it to fatten livestock, and it causes marbling in the meat. So, right, like if a lot of cows are raised on pastures, right? They say grass fed, but most of them are grass fed and grain finished. And the reason that they are grain finished is so that they can feed them corn and wheat and other grains to fatten them up right before they go to be cold. So, and they get more money for that. And there's more marbling in the meat. And by the way, that marbling in the meat, when they grain finish them, is not really great for you. It's high in omega-6. And we definitely don't want to be eating that. We want more omega-3, but you're not going to get that when you grain finish an animal. And when something is grain finished, that fat is white. But when something is fully grass fed, the marbling in the fat is more yellow, which is what you really want. Corn causes insulin surges. It leads to insulin resistance and diabetes. It contains phytic acid, and it decreases or prevents the proper absorption of iron and zinc and selenium. Those are really important for your immune health. And it contains prolamines. Your body can't break these down, and it causes and can lead to leaky gut. All right. So gluten, dairy, soy, and corn, we want to stay. And I know that it feels like it's this huge undertaking, like, holy cow, where do you even start? Well, I would say this, start with one, start with one thing, right? If you can get the gluten out and the dairy out, that's the most, that's a really big step. And then you can work towards corn and you can work towards soy. Well, I would say soy is, I don't know, for me, soy is pretty easy to get out. If you're eating more natural foods and you're eating foods that are closest to nature and you're eating foods that don't have a label, then it's really easy to steer clear of all of those things. But it's when we start looking at foods that are processed with the label, it becomes a little more arduous to sit there and look through all of those ingredients. But I would like for you to increase all of the more foods you can that do not come with a label, like vegetables, fruits, animal protein, but much higher on the vegetables. Okay.